Welcome back to a very tired and knackered Bluudys at Bluudys Garage. In this video we're going to be working finally on MR2. We're going to be getting it in the air and servicing the engine whilst hearing me probably moan about being in pain. Yesterday I had my first ever snowboarding lesson and I fell over a lot. I was alright, but when I fell over bad, and I've hurt my back and my legs and my arms and everything aches. But either way, we must carry on. My goal now is to get MR2 on the road, MOT, tax and insured next month. That doesn't mean I need to stick all my modifications on, but I'm going to try and stick everything I can on. So that's servicing the engine, the exhaust, the coilovers, the short shifter, whatever else I've got for it. I'm going to try and get everything that I can on. Why not? So I suppose we best crack on and get this car in the air, haven't we? Yes, that is the plan. Let's get the ramps out. Well, that's not a good start, is it? I've got to get my battery booster on it. Having a look in the engine bay, I spot a couple of things. That bolt over there is loose, holding that strut brace, so makes me wonder why and if there's any other loose bolts. Also, I can't seem to, I'm either being blind or I don't have a rod to hold this up. Don't know if there's supposed to be one somewhere or anything. Maybe it like would hook into here, probably would hook into there, which would make me think it's on this side. Well, I can't freaking see one. So I don't know if it's missing or if it actually doesn't come with one. Maybe someone could let me know. So I'm using my breaker bar to hold it open. I was originally thinking that the plugs were going to be a nightmare and I have to take the inlet manifold off to do, but no. When I was stood that side, that's what it looked like. But when I'm stood this side, you can just pull them up. But then the first thing I noticed when I pulled this one up is there's a misting, a damping of oil, as you can see on the end of under that HT lead. So the rocker cover gasket's leaking. Now, I could go through the whole effort of replacing the whole rocker cover gasket, and I still might at some point. I don't know, and the reason why I don't know is because I don't know if I'm keeping this engine or if I'm going to end up swapping it. So for now, I'm just going to service it so it drives good and I can see what it's like on the road. If I really like the engine and I don't want to swap it, then yeah, we'll strip this one down, we'll rebuild it. But I'm also considering a V6 swap and the turbo engine swap. So until I get this one healthy and on the road driving, I don't really know what I want to do. I don't want to make that decision before even driving it with this engine. So I'm just going to service it. I'm just showing you where the spark plugs are. I haven't seen where the oil filter is yet, but I assume it's somewhere down below. And I haven't even looked for the oil drain bung yet, so let's have a attempt to slide underneath. Oh god, my back is so sore. Oh god, guys. Oh god, I should come back to you probably when I lay down a bit more. We're underneath the car, kind of. I'm still in a lot of pain. There is a drip just there in the middle of the screen. Hopefully that's focusing, I can't tell. So the car is definitely leaking from somewhere, but it's not leaking a lot because it's still not left a puddle anywhere on my drive. So it's definitely not a fast leak. Looking up there looks a bit wet as well, just above the sump. Sump's been off at some point, or someone's tried to seal that sump back up. Maybe it's been off, I don't know. Because obviously there's a red gasket glue sealant around it. So, but I don't know if that's been just put on the outside trying to stop a leak or what. And then there's the drain bung. I've still not spotted the freaking oil filter. I'm looking up now. You guys have probably just been blinded by a light. I've not actually found the oil filter yet. It's probably in my freaking face. Either that or it's behind the sump. So I need to get some tools, get this oil draining. This is a bit close to my face. Actually, I'm gonna get closer. Yeah. Somewhere down here, there's some braces. Some engine braces. Them ones that I've got in stainless steel. But I can't see where they are. I don't know. So I can't replace them without knowing where they are. Either way, look at those new water pipes. You know, this camera's, sorry guys, the camera's probably twisting right round for you. You see the new water pipes going all the way down, and hopefully you can see them going up somewhere. Freaking hell. It's really hard to hold my freaking arm out. Snowboarding's awesome, guys, but freaking hell am I in pain. Right, anyway, I'm gonna try and find this oil filter, and then I'm gonna start draining the oil. I hope you guys can see it on camera, because I can't tell if you can see. It ain't a 12. That's a good job I've got the other size as well, isn't it? Never a 13 on a jack car. Okay. 14's done the ticket. Just try and line up the bowl. Guys, that oil looks pretty clean. I wonder if it's been recently serviced and just not been driven anywhere. I say recently serviced, you know, just serviced and then not driven anywhere, because that is pretty brown, pretty clean. Right, we'll let that drain out. I found where the oil filter is anyway. Those of you who wanted to see where the oil filter was, because it's a pain to try and film at the same time, they're going to go upside down, unfortunately. But it's there, underneath this heat shield, right next to the dipstick. Which you can't actually see the dipstick because of the heat shield, which is a bit bizarre. I can't really mount the camera anywhere to see it, and I don't want to risk dropping oil on the camera from doing it from underneath. I can't really get my hands onto it to undo it, so I'm going to stab it with a screwdriver and twist it off with a screwdriver. So, do that now and I'll come back to you once I've got it off. Well, I didn't actually need to stab it with a screwdriver in the end. I ended up trying it with the mole grips a bit more. Still couldn't loosen it with the mole grips, but I did squash it a bit, which then gave me a better purchase with my hands. So there you can see, that's where I squashed it. It's been on a while, and it's got some rust to it, which is a bit weird with why the oil's so clean. Maybe it's either a really good filter, or they just didn't change the filter when they changed the oil. So there's a bit of oil left in here. It's not that black, I'll be honest. It ain't that black, that oil. Which is bizarre. Maybe they changed the oil but didn't change the filter. Don't really know. But now we can put the new one on at least anyway. And then we can top it up with oil. And we can have a go at doing the plugs and the air filter as well. I'm in so much freaking pain. Whose idea was it to service a car? We have to lie on your back the day after I tried snowboarding. It's my idea, but I'm in so much pain. It's like the slow service. I have a nice new oil filter here. This is a man filter. That's what it's called. I've put fresh oil around the seal. Then it's just a case of somehow finding the threads that it came off without being able to see. Oh, I think we're nearly there. Around there somewhere. Got 'em. But I need to go and wipe up all the oil that spilled out of that filter onto the top of the sump, Make sure you only do these up hand tight as well. Hand tight is quite tight, don't get me wrong, but you don't want to be getting any tools on and tighten it up with any tools. Just do it as tight as you can with your hand. Right, I'm going to wipe up underneath now and then we can fill it back up with oil. So the sump bung's in, cleaned up, tidy and tight. Oil filter's on, cleaned up, tidy and tight. Now it's time to top up the engine oil, but I can't get the camera anywhere to really position it to show you, so this is where we fill the engine up the engine oil up. And I'm going to try and somehow pour this. I'm going to try and make a funnel, I think, out of a bottle, so I can pour this into here. Oh, look at that bit of mayo. I'm going to clean that out. A little bit can be condensation, a lot could be blown head gasket. Just something to think about, guys. Let's clean this out, and all we can do is monitor its progress. And that's the plan. The engine oil is all topped up. I put 4.5 litres in, but there's no point me checking the level just yet. Why? I've got it up in the air, because obviously it's going to be wrong. So 4.5 litres will be about right for this car. So I'm going to do the spark plugs and the air filter while it's already up in the air, just make life a little bit easier. And then when I drop it onto the ground, I'll roll it onto the ground, I'll start it up, see if the oil light goes off, and then I'll come and check the level as well. So now it's time to pull all these out, like I saw me do earlier. Oh, that was tight. Maybe with 2 hands, and we'll get these spark plugs changed. Crikey me. So earlier I thought that we might have had a rocker cover gasket leak because there's a little bit of oil around there. But thinking about it, someone could have been a bit sloppy once topping their oil up, and it's dribbled down into there, because they didn't a lot at all. And then when you go to the other ones, they are nice, and I hope you can see them all. How many is that? I think that's 4. I can't see the screen. So they're all nice and clean, which makes me think maybe it's not rocker cover gasket and it was just someone with dribbling oil down there. Same as I think the oil that I've seen at the bottom of the engine has come from when people took the oil filter off, and that is in the perfect place of where you've dribbled when you filled it up there. So it might not actually have an oil leak. I've wiped up the bits I've seen, and we'll just have to see how we get on. But now when I get these spark plugs out and have a look at them, I will not be surprised if they're actually in really good condition, because I just don't think the car's been driven at all since its last service. Either way, we're going to do it today, because you can't even see me, because we are going to be driving this car. And when I say we, I mean me. So I'm going to get my spark plug tools out and let's get them whipped out. So here we are on the first spark plug, and I'll be honest, that is too loose for a spark plug. I've put no effort in undoing that at all. They're not supposed to be mega tight, they're supposed to be like 15-20 newton meters, but that was, I undid it with my little finger straight away. It was too loose in my eyes. We'll soon have this plug out, so we'll be able to check the condition. Nearly there. These are 10mm spark plugs, in case anyone wonders. It's black, as you'd expect, but I wouldn't say it's overly worn. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't look that bad to me, but either way, we've got some nice new ones that's going to go in. So I can't set my tripod up, same issue as before. I can't get it high enough. I don't really want to lean it on my paintwork. So I'll pull all these spark plugs out, take them to the bench, and then I'll show you them side by side and do the good old usual comparison, side by side shot. And there we go with the typical side by side comparison shot. New and old. And exactly the same spark plugs as the ones I've got. They're the NGK's BKR 6s. That's the 6 heat range. Yeah, they're identical apart from these are new. Again, I don't think these are overly worn, and these come pre-gapped. So I'm looking at the gaps between the new and the old, and they're the same. So they aren't exactly very worn. So either way, let's get these back in the car. So all the spark plugs have been put back in, and the HT leads are back on top. So I'm looking at the air filter now, and the box just pulls apart with these flick clips that's just here. There's 4 of them. Now this was sat on the top, which should have been bolted into that bolt hole in the middle of the screen. See another flick clip there, but it wasn't. So I managed to just, it's a bit loose, but it's all loose. I'm gonna have to go through this engine and make sure everything's tight. I assume the guys had it off because obviously he's put a new water pipe on, which is good because that's a job we don't have to do. But yep, there's definitely water in there. So I'm going to split the box, swap the air filter with this Wicks filter, and we're done for the servicing. Looking at the difference between the air filters, it looks like there's definitely been a while since it's had a service. So it's obviously a good job that we've done one. Well, it's certainly been a while since it's had a new air filter anyway. So now time to get that back in there. So then, it's all back together. Airbox is all in, that's bolted in now, this is bolted in properly, so that's nice and tight, tight. Everything's that I've seen that's loose so far is tight, and I've felt around for other things and everything feels good so far. So, you remember me saying earlier on in the video, I'm hoping you can remember, that I can't find where those bottom engine braces go. Well, it looks like the bottom engine braces on this are missing because I found where they go and the bolts are there. But no brace, so that's nice and easy. We could just hopefully put our stainless steel ones on and do the upgrade. So now we've serviced the engine, now it's time to do an upgrade to the car, and that is the stainless steel bottom engine braces. Let's go and grab them. So these are our braces that would replace standard ones which go rusty, but obviously I'll show you in a sec, they're not on the car. So these are a great upgrade over a standard one because they won't rust because they're stainless steel. So I'll slide underneath very slowly because I'm in a lot of pain, and I'll show you where they go. So there's one bolt, and there's the other bolt just there, and the braces go across like that somehow. I hope that's the right way around on you guys from camera. So I'm going to take the bolts out now, get these bolted on, and we'll see how they look. So the first upgrade is complete. And now completely upside down. As you can see, there's one that side and there's one just over there, which would be an upgrade over standard, but I had none, so it's definitely an upgrade. And obviously they're never going to rust, so first upgrade complete, service complete. Well, service nearly complete. I need to roll it back on the floor and check the oil level. But I wanted to do this while it was up in the air. I'm not changing the exhaust at the moment because that is going to be a big ass job on itself, because there's a right issue with the rust and stuff on the exhaust. Plus I don't know if I've got enough pieces. I think I've only got a back box and it just doesn't look like it's going to fit. So I don't really know what to do with that at the moment. Either way, I'm going to get out of this car, start it up, hope the oil light goes off, and roll it forwards and do all that business. I've moved my wooden chocks away so I can roll down the ramps. So I can roll down the ramps. Oh, there we go. We're down the ramps. I didn't want to roll. It was stuck at the top. Now, will it start now? I don't know, because I was really issues earlier with it starting. Let's turn everything off, and go. No, I have to boost it. God damn it! So I fired it up with the jump pack. Sounds pretty healthy. Except for the blow in the exhaust, but it does sound healthy. There's no smoke. Just checking in the mirrors now. Nope, there's no smoke. Still got the low oil light on, as you can see, just in that left hand corner. So I'm going to turn it off, even though it was a pain in the ass to start. Give it a minute for the oil to drop back down to the sump and check the level. And I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be low. But we'll check the level and we'll top it up as required. While I'm waiting for that, I kind of want to put my trim in the under the bonnet, put the spare wheel in, but with the battery being as issue-y as it is, I think it blocks the battery and then I can't get to it, so don't think I can do that at the moment, but I'll have a look. So I've checked the oil level. The oil level is just at max, not too sure why the low oil pressure light is on. Maybe there's a damaged wire to the sensor or something, not sure. But I know at the moment that the oil level's fine. Oil pressure would normally be a red light, because obviously it's quite a bad thing when you have low oil pressure, so I don't think it's that. So I will be chasing the wires to hope that that's the issue. Last but not least, I want to get rid of this crap now. Get these lights off, get the original ones back on and bolted on. And it's done then, and it was going to look better from the back end. So I've already took one off, as you can tell. That was because I was test fitting it to see how well it looked. And I do need to change this panel as well, because they're curved, which my lights I've got are straight, so I have a straight panel. So I'm going to get that done now, and then we'll finish this video off. So I took the lights out, as you can see. So that's some freaking damage there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if something hit it or something. It didn't there, it didn't there. Not really sure. But these are the lights, new lights, old lights, whatever you want to call them. Just going to go back onto the car. I've got to swap some bits off of the old units. These bars here need to go onto these lights, because that's what clips into them white clips there. Otherwise I don't really know how else to secure, so I think there's just one bolt at the top and then bars. And there's some screws on this side as well, which must screw in, and the side bit just clips in last. I don't know, I've never done these lights before, but I'm figuring it out. These old lights were completely knackered and been silicone sealed and all sorts. They're just crap. They're ready for the bin, but I'm going to take them bars off. Yeah, other than that, they're going to go in the bin. So, but I am missing a bar for these lights. Let's take one that's not rusty. There we go. Into screw. There's the other screw. What a pain in the ass. And the thing is, I ain't even got any screws or out that hold them in, because these weren't bolted in. So got that jar that we found when we emptied out the front of this car, so maybe there's some bolts in there that might fit. So I'll have a look in there. But anyway, I'm going to come back to you once I've done it. Yeah, alright. So as you can tell, that the lights are kind of fitted, but a little bit annoyed because the centre panel is broken about there, so that light can't attach into it. That light can, but the triangle bit on the side chipped off, which is really annoying me. I'll show you. I've got the camera. That top corner piece there, I mean, it's not a lot, don't get me wrong, but it freaking chipped off. And the bit that's here, look, this light's, both lights are loose because I've not even attached it, because that one being broke, I need to get in one of these panels, so I ain't even bothered to screw that light in. So I need another centre panel, and then I can have them bolted in. But they do look much better than them freaking craps. Them things there, they're just going straight in the bin. But they look loads better. Standard, stock, it's nice, it's neat, it's tidy. It just looks better. It really, really does. I just wish that I could have finished it off properly. But the other one, they didn't even have reverse lights in. So I've actually put bulbs in, and I've now got working reverse lights, which is good. But yeah, that's freaking well annoying. I could not finish what I started. And yes, I know the engine cover still sticks up, because it won't stay down. I'm not overly fussed at the moment that it won't stay down, because I've got that turbo one to fit anyway. It just won't catch. I don't know if the cable's stretched, seized, or what, I don't know. But we have a service car. I know what I need to do. I'll do it in the next video now. I need to swap the wheel over, because I've still got the freaking Super Space Saver on. And yeah, I did look at putting the plastics and that in, but it does block where the battery goes. Or does it? It might not. Let me give it a wipe down and we'll see if we can get this fitted. I thought it did. I'll be back in a sec. It goes a little something like that. It's not clipped in like. Plus I had to take the strut brace off, this extra one. And if that's in, I don't know how you're going to get the wheel out. So at the moment the bar's loose. I kind of want the bar in with it being a track car anyway, but that's in there now, and that's how it should look, I think. I'm going to check some pictures online to make sure that they go underneath the bars. I think they do. I'm sure they're supposed to push into some clips that's on a... There's like a bar that goes around that sits the wheel in, and then there's something that bolts it into the floor. But either way, it's in the car for now, so that's good. That's something done. I've had the car running a little bit to get it up to temperature. And I've had it running a good half an hour, if not a bit more. I wanted to see if the fans kicked in, and which they do on the engine, which is nice, and it keeps the temperature down. Not even heard the one on the front kick up yet because it ain't got that hot. But the oil light's gone out. So I don't know if something was a bit stuck inside the engine, like the lever for the low oil pressure. Maybe it just took the oil getting nice and warm to, I don't know, free up. I don't know, but either way. There's no oil light, there's only the handbrake one. Is it? So, really happy with that. Guys, that's the end of this video. I'm freaking knackered. Snowboarding and working on cars do not work very well. Well, maybe they do. Falling over and working on cars do not work very well. So we've serviced it, we've changed the oil filter, the plugs and the air filter. Maybe look at changing the fuel filter later down the line. The shop I went to didn't stock them, and the one that's on the car is a genuine Toyota one, so not sure if I can get one from Toyota now with it being so old. Don't know, but I'll have a look at that. We'll obviously put the lights on, kind of. A little bit disappointed about them, if I'm honest, but they do look much better. I am much happy with the look of them. Yeah, they look tidy. We fitted those stainless steel braces as well, which is a fantastic upgrade because they're going to last the rest of the life of the car. They're not going anywhere. And then we've chucked the spare wheel in and the trim just now, just one because it clears up some room in the garage, and that piece of plastic's a bit flimsy, I don't want it to break. And two, because it needs to go in. Still need to figure out how to clip it in, but you guys don't need to see that. Yeah, so all in all, it's been a good video. It's been a long video, I think, no idea, but there's been quite a lot happening in this video. But we've finally started work on building our track car. We've got some upgrades on, we've got plenty of upgrades to go. That, and them, and the other bits, and that, and there's lots of stuff still to do. But I need to go inside, I need to have some dinner, and I need to have a little bit of a rest because I ache so much. So I'm going to go and play on the Xbox. But yeah, I'm happy, guys. Very happy. I'm just looking at the lights. Them other lights are shit. Why would anyone ever do that? Yeah. That's what people did, I suppose. Right, this is the end of this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I said in the last video that I am thinking a bit about ending the channel. Don't know. I'm a little bit, it's getting me a little bit depressed, I'll be honest. I've tried this channel now for 6-7 years, and I've seen people start after me, do very similar things to me, and are much better than I am now. When I say better, they've got more subscribers and more views. And I just seem to be treading water, and I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. But I've tried doing things differently to try and help, and I'm getting a bit stuck with it. So I'm genuinely thinking, I said originally that if I don't get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I was going to stop. But I'm that depressed with the channel at the moment that I think once I'm happy with the MR2 and I've got the MR2 on the road, I might just stop then. I don't know. Either way, guys, sorry to end the video on a bit of a bummer, but I just want to be straight with you guys. I'm always straight with you, I'm always genuine with you. That's where I'm at. If you guys have any ideas of how to make me not want to quit and help grow the channel, let me know. Either way, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you very soon in another video. Stay humble, guys.